All right, time for us to switch our attention over to food, the good stuff and good living. Food labels, that's what we're talking about this morning. We know that reading and understanding the information on food labels can help you make informed food choices, number one. Packaged foods and drinks, they come in different types. We're talking about cans, bottles, jars, boxes and bags. They all have a lot of nutritional information on their labels or packaging. But here to teach us how to read and understand food labels is Chen. She is dietitian at Woolies. Good morning, Cindy.
Hi, morning.
Good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
This is such an interesting conversation because we eat every day. We just go out to Woolies and we buy anything that we want to buy, but we never really take note of the labels on the cans or the packaging, whatever it may be. Why is it so important for us to actually, you know, look at them, and why should we care?
So there's tons of information you can get from the label. Firstly, it protects us as consumers, so we know what we're getting. We know how long it's good for till the quality starts to go off, or how to package it, how to prepare it. So all those sort of things are important. But we're going to focus on more the nutritional side because there's tons of information, useful information that you can actually gain from looking at the food label.
So, I mean, let's start with the basics. What sort of information can I get, let's say, from the front of a pack?
So you'll very quickly get an idea of what's in the package. And actually I'm going to take 2 steps back to say that if you have to always decipher packaging on food, that means that you're actually probably not eating the basics of a healthy diet, like fruits, veggies, and like grains and oats. I mean, then you don't really have to decipher the back of pack. So that's a really good place to start. And then if you do need to start deciphering them, then this conversation becomes important. So the front of pack will then also tell you things like, say it's like a nutrient claim, like low fat or high in fiber or high in protein, which is quite nice. And if you're following a specific diet, like you need gluten-free or you're vegetarian or vegan, it will also splash that front of pack as well. And then there's the weight. So the total weight of what you're buying, and then you still need to flip it to the back to then tell you, well, how much am I eating, and then from that, how do I work out what I'm actually getting?
Servings.
But on that note, though, at the back, what kind of information do you look at? Because the Tabis was explaining earlier, he'd buy like a 750 mil, of something, but then it says per 100 mil serving, this is how much you should consume or whatever it may be. It's a lot of information that is difficult to decipher.
And it almost feels many times like you need a maths or science degree to be able to understand the back of these labels.
So actually, you just need a bit of maths. So it's just working out your serving. So I think my grade 7 child could probably work it out with a bit of pushing.
Oh, thanks for that.
So what I'm trying to say, it's not as complicated as you think. Just take a few steps back and say, okay, it tells me per 100, and then you need to work out how much am I actually eating. So say you're having 250 mils, which is like a cup, like a cup of, then you just times that amount by 2.5, and then you've got how many kilograms.
Calculators
But a quick math. But another important thing that not a lot of us realize is that in the ingredient statement, it really tells you a lot about the product. Because did you know it's actually listed in descending order, so from highest ingredient to lowest ingredient by weight.
You never took note of that.
Yeah, so a simple thing like, say you're looking at a muesli packet and you think, okay, well, what's in the muesli? Say it lists sugar first, then you know the main ingredient in the muesli is sugar. So the first 3 ingredients usually give you a very good indication of what the product's made up of. So say you're buying something and then the first ingredient is water, and you have to think again, okay, is it really worth paying for water? It's like a diluted product. And then also if it's a high-fat product, then you'll see fat or oils or whatever listed near the front, top 3 usually. So that's a really, really good tip.
This is so fascinating, Cindy. Okay, let's talk about serving size, because that's something you see a lot on these packs. What is that there to guide?
So we actually have really comprehensive food labelling legislation, did you know?
We didn't know.
And it's enforced. I mean, we as Woolies, we're really meticulous about how we label our foods. So the serving size is really there to promote a responsible serving so that we know how much we should be eating and that it doesn't promote supersizing or overconsumption of something. You know how easy it is to like upsize whatever? So the serving size gives you what a reasonable amount is. So like on muesli again, you might see like you might want to have like few hundred grams, but actually a reasonable serving is between 20 to 40 grams.
And it's all scientific. It's been thought out.
It's been thought out, as in like for a normal breakfast portion, adult size, obviously usually worked on adults, then at least you know more or less, am I on track or am I eating too much? Obviously, it depends on how tall you are. Like for you, you'd need much more than I would, who's much shorter.
6 foot tall.
Exactly. So you've got a bit more leeway than I do.
But then, Cindy, how much can we trust the label? Are they transparent in the things that they put in the products? You know, also just in terms of the sizing, etc. Can we actually trust it?
Well, as I said, it's legislated, and we aim, as Woolies, we do aim to be a responsible retailer. So you can trust our labels. I can't speak for the whole of industry, but I think we have a pretty good standard. And then also we don't calculate it using maths to work out how many carbs, fats and proteins there are. We actually send it to a lab to be analysed.
Wow.
And it's an independent lab. They do their own stuff, send the results back to us, and we declare it on the label. So it's not someone at the back, you know, working with a calculator, working with the numbers.
Making human errors all over the place. Cindy, you have been absolutely insightful this morning, and that is the Woolies difference. I love that. This is beautiful. How insightful was it, guys? Next time you're out shopping, read the food label in the front and then one at the back. Make sure that you are informed. You make informed and healthy decisions before you add it to your trolley. Thank you, Cindy.